There's an incredible passion behind this project, which I don't think I've ever witnessed to this extent.
3 movies at one time. I'm so blessed and lucky to be a part of this project.
Everyone that was a part of this gave up 2 years of their life, and I think that really comes across in the film.
Det er sjældent, at en film får så meget opmærksomhed, inden den overhovedet er færdig, som filmatiseringen af Tolkiens verdensberømte eventyr om Ringenes Herre. Efter 2 års optagelser på New Zealand er den nu endelig klar til premiere. I dag følger vi optagelserne og møder en del af skuespillerne.
Here I'm going now!
Og folkene bag. Vi løfter sløret og ser en stribe af de første klip om Frodo og hans følgesvendes farefulde rejse. Velkommen til Troldspejlets ekstra udgave om Ringenes Herre. Da Tolkien i 1944 tvang sig selv til at skrive den del af Ringenes Herre, hvor Frodo tager til Mordor, sendte han den i første omgang som fortsat historie til sin søn, der var udstationeret ved flyvevåbnet i Sydafrika. Han ventede faktisk en del år med at udgive den, dels fordi han skrev den om mange gange, dels fordi han skrev den i en lidt underlig rækkefølge, men først og fremmest fordi han var en meget omhyggelig mand, der ville være sikker på, at historien fungerede i alle detaljer.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
What are you doing?
Hold out your hand, Frodo. It's quite cool. What can you see? Can you see anything?
Nothing. There's nothing. Wait. There were markings. It's some form of Elvish. I can't read it.
There are a few who can. The language is that of Mordor, which I will not utter here.
Mordor?
In the common tongue, it says, 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, fight.
Eventyret om ringen blev mere end en succes. Det blev en verdenskendt historie, for nogle mennesker ligefrem en hel livsstil, og i hvert fald et bevis på, at det klassiske eventyr lever i bedste velgående. Og det er nok også grunden til, at premieren som film har været ventet med så stor spænding. Og nu er den her så, første del i hvert fald, filmen om Ringenes Herre.
I'm sure the audience watching will be full of fear and anticipation. It's the ultimate adventure story.
Ringenes Herre foregår i det sagnomspundne Midgård, en fantasiverden, der ligner vores egen, bare længe før vores tidsregning. Vi er i en tid, hvor fred og frihed er under angreb fra mørkets destruktive kræfter. Uvidende om den truende fare lever hobbiterne, et fredeligt folkefærd, der bortset fra størrelsen minder en del om mennesker. En af hobbitterne, Frodo Sækker, har levet enkelt og godt, indtil den dag, hvor han arver en ring. Troldmanden Gandalf fortæller ham, at det ikke bare er en ring, men ringen over dem alle, et redskab for det onde selv, smedet af mørkets fyrste Sauron.
This simple band of gold, which contains in its very essence the blood of evil, ultimate evil, that ring will corrupt whoever has it in its possession. And Gandalf isn't sure that he, even a superhuman immortal as he is, he's not sure that he can resist the force of the ring, but he has faith that a hobbit can. Very touching.
What must I do? Frodo has an amazing amount of trust in Gandalf, and anything that Gandalf would ask Frodo to do, Frodo would know that it would be for the best.
Sammen med sine venner Sam, Merry og Pippin drager Frodo ud på en færd for at ødelægge ringen. Men det kan kun ske, hvis man kaster den i dybet af ildbjerget, i hjertet af den onde fyrstes rige. Historien om denne fabelagtige færd blev skabt af J.R.R. Tolkien, professor i sprog og mytologi ved Universitetet i Oxford. Det tog ham 14 år at skrive de 3 tykke bind, som over 100 millioner mennesker over hele verden har læst. I 50 år efter dens udgivelse mente de fleste, at Ringenes Herres utrolige omfang gjorde det umuligt at lave en spillefilm over den. Men så tog instruktøren Peter Jackson udfordringen op og gjorde filmudgaven af Tolkiens værk til sin egen heltefærd.
It's taken 50 years for The Lord of the Rings to be adapted into a live-action movie. And I think there's 2 key reasons for that. The first one is that New Line Cinema supported the idea of not just making 1 film, but 3 films. You don't attempt to adapt the most beloved book of all time in a way that you have to cut half of the good stuff out.
You're too far away. Just ease your horse back in as the scene progresses, you know, just keep it alive.
The other key reason that Lord of the Rings can be made today is because of the advances in technology that really have only come about in the last 7 or 8 years. We are now able to really just push through that the barrier of what is possible to show.
Peter Jackson mente, at hvis man skulle yde Tolkiens bøger retfærdighed, måtte man gå ind til opgaven på en helt ny måde. Han besluttede at optage alle 3 film på én gang, uden pause, over en periode på 2 år.
Lord of the Rings is a production that for the first time in the history of cinema has tackled making 3 films at once. And the complications of doing that are exponential from making 1 film or even making 2 films at the same time.
I den forberedende fase samarbejdede Peter Jackson med Richard Taylor, der leder værkstedet Weta.
Richard has, with enormous dedication and enthusiasm, taken on one of the most difficult jobs of creating every single piece of armour, every single weapon, building all the miniatures, and the various creatures that are appearing in the films have always originated from his workshop.
The first thing that I realised I had to do was hire experts in the fields of armour and weapons manufacture. So we employed a very skilled swordsmith, Peter Lyons, who has hand-ground all of the life steel, spring steel blades as they were done hundreds of years ago.
For skuespillerne, som for eksempel Viggo Mortensen, der spiller krigeren Aragorn, betød de 48.000 virkelighedstro løsdele af Midgårds eventyrverden kom til at virke meget realistisk.
A lot of times you see a movie that the extras or the people in the background, their weapons or their uniforms or their clothing, they're just good enough to get by. But in this, every single thing has been done exquisitely.
It sounds ridiculous, but one of the major reasons I wanted to play Galadriel was for the ears, because I've always wanted to have pointy ears. Of course I wanted to work with Peter, and of course I love the books, but I was interested in being part of something which had that fantastical element.
Optagelserne foregik over hele New Zealand, ofte på meget ufremkommelige steder, som holdet og skuespillerne kun kunne komme frem til med helikopter.
New Zealand is ideally suited to bringing Lord of the Rings to the screen because Tolkien wrote the book as a mythic prehistory. It was supposed to take place in a Europe that existed in a dark age that we've long since forgotten.
Middle Earth is a real place, and it's New Zealand.
Ligesom i bogen begynder filmen i hobbitternes by Hobbitrup, en landsby midt i hobbitternes idylliske land, Herredet.
Hobbiton was a very important location for us to find. We explored the country north, south, east and west and found this little pocket of land. We then had to put 20 or 30 hobbit holes into the sides of the hills. And I said that, look, one of the things that's essential with Hobbiton is that this place has to look like hobbits have lived here for hundreds of years. And so we actually started to plant vegetables in the gardens of Hobbiton about a year before our filming.